Hello YouTubers, this is the noobifier. Today I have a story for you. I was testing 310 PTU and as a disclaimer, yes, I am aware that the PTU isn't necessarily supposed to be stable. My goal today was to follow up on a video called New Player Experience with the actual experience of flight. So I present a follow-up with some suggestions and I believe that we need them sooner than later. If you are a new citizen and you're not seeking an active org, your learning curve is going to be greatly flattened. That means you won't learn anything, and it'll be super frustrating. An active org will have active members who will actively show you all the small things that aren't in a guide, the things that more experienced players take for granted. Whenever possible today, I'm going to add a countdown timer and speed up the footage. Let's begin. I set out today and I plan to leave Grimhex, travel to New Babbage, assess landing there, assess taking off there, traveling to Area 18, landing there, and then taking off again. I had many subscribers contact me about taking off and hitting invisible walls, exploding, and getting a crime stat. As I said, this is PTU, but if bugs like that aren't addressed, it's going to result in general frustration. Frustration leads to anger, and anger, as a small green Jedi proclaimed, leads to the dark side. It's one thing to end up in a prison loop for a crime. It's another to be stuck in prison for trying your very best to do what you're supposed to, thus leading to the dark side. I made my way around Grimhex with ease, called up a Super Hornet, left ATC, made the leap to Crusader, and then the leap to Microtech. A quick jump to the area around New Babbage, and this brings me to my first of 2 points. The first is that the wind is very real and I don't mind it. It's actually really cool. And 2, I've been here many times before and I know what the spaceport is supposed to look like. I had trouble becoming orientated and on an approach vector. If I was a new player, I would have no indicator and no hope. So suggestion 1, a rotating light that can be seen for tens of kilometers, exactly like you would see at an airport. This would need to be seen day or night, and it could be standard around the system. Once I found my location on approach, I was given warnings, and then I was told to contact ATC, which I did. I was given a hangar, and I landed successfully. It was a very tight hangar. I actually thought it was a spot for an Ursa, but no issue, throttle back and land. I stored the Hornet and decided to call up a Pisces to make my way off planet and towards Area 18 to test landing there. As I was about to take off, there was a magical defender that spawned over my ship. I was unable to take off, and it didn't matter anyways because the doors wouldn't open. I gave up, and I retired to the ASOP terminal, recalled the Pisces, and called up a Saber. As I was taking off in my Saber, it was impounded, and I was teleported into the geometry where I was stuck and I needed to suicide. When I woke up, I made my way back to the spaceport, wasting about 5 minutes of my life. I was engaged on the way by security who tried to kill me. I rushed up, called up an arrow, requested permission to leave, the doors opened, and I pulled an aggressive ballistic launch. Basically, get out of Dodge. I knew I needed to clear my crime stat, and while I was on my way, I was killed by the character actor system who, despite wearing a helmet, thought that I didn't have any air. Knowing prison was then my destination, and not really wanting to experience that, I recopied my account and relaunched at Area 18 so that I can continue my test. I took out a Cutlass Black, made my way to the hangar, requested permission, and very carefully took off through the Spline tunnel. My goal was to test landing here, so I jumped all the way to orbit, pulled a 180, and then began my approach back to Area 18. This location is much more obvious as you can clearly see a huge structure. However, once again, a new player might not have any idea, and the beacon might offer a hint. The approach was slow and deliberate, there were numerous warnings, and eventually I was instructed to request landing. The M50 eventually settled down, the pilot got out, and that was my limit for my experience for the day. So in closing, it does nothing for me to state the obvious that there were numerous issues that could and should be on a bug report. These are bugs that I've seen before and several are brand new. I hope that these get addressed before live because they're pretty game breaking, and I would love to hear your stories and funny experiences in PTU 310. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. I don't plan to make this type of video a regular occurrence, but if you like it, please let me know in chat. If you thought it was funny, please share with your org mates. If you're new, join an active org, full stop. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.